for shoe. Yeah, this is good. So I guess. Uh-oh. You're recording? But yeah, the first thing I'd like to talk about, I guess, the outfit. This is, I don't like this jacket. This jacket's no good. I mean, it works fine, but it's heavy. It's heavy, and it doesn't pack as small as other down jackets I've had. So I don't recommend the Columbia down jacket. This sucker, it's heavy. Oh, jeez, this is like for a down jacket. It should probably be no more than a pound. It should be less than a pound for sure. So this is heavy. I don't like that. But this is my favorite. You asked me what my favorite gear is? It's going to be this Mountain Hardwear shirt. This thing's great. It's got the 4 chest pockets, which I love when I'm getting water and I take the bottle cap off. I put it right in here, or I put it here. And if I'm taking a poop and I have to put down something, I don't want to get anything dirty. I put it in my pocket. Everything's good. And also I always had eventually I had to get Bluetooth earphones because my phone started breaking on me, and my earbuds were only going through one ear, and you can only do so much of that. So it has these nice zippers, so I put my Bluetooth headphones in here. They don't fall out. It's awesome. So I love this shirt. It's I like the long sleeves because it helps keep everything good from the sun. It's excellent. So I recommend this. I'm going to go into more detail on some of these things when in a different video. But also, these pants are the Columbia Silver Ridge. They also make a nice shirt, the Silver Ridge shirt, which is similar to the Mountain Hardwear, but I think I like this one more. And then Columbia Silver Ridge zip-off pants. Those, I've been wearing these for like 6 years, traveling in other places, and just my everyday pants pretty much. And these pants have been pretty fantastic. The only problem that they really have is they're a little bit tight in the crotch, and if you try to do, I don't know, more stretchy maneuvers, they can rip more easily, I think, in those positions. But otherwise, they dry very fast. They have really good pockets, and they are very durable if you're careful when you, I don't know, do things that stretch it more. So you gotta like pull your pants up, make sure you don't stretch them. But oh, and then I guess the shoes, Ultras. They've been good to me. People complain about the Ultras, but these ones are the Lone Peaks 2.0, and they're my second pair. Went through 1,400 miles total, so I did like 800 and something, like 830, 850 on one pair, and then these guys got me another 600 or so. I mean, this toe box constantly comes undone, if you can see that. That happened literally like first 6 miles, toe box coming undone. But then it didn't really get any worse after that. I was surprised. After 6 miles, the toe box was already getting undone, and then, you know, made it another 600 miles, so, or 560 miles or something, and it didn't get too bad. So they're very comfortable. Put them on, and they lasted me. They felt great. They're pretty lightweight. I don't know what else I can say. They're really comfortable. What else do you got? I'm gonna put my jacket back on. So, the bag. This is my Deuter ACT Light 65 plus 10. and it's an old one. This sucker's 10 years old, and it's fine. Don't buy this. You want something hopefully a little bit lighter. Size is good. 60-ish liters makes it easy to pack, and especially if you're going into all season. If you're going into cold weather, I don't know how to pack in a smaller bag. Well, I don't have much of anything, and I have a hard time packing in here when it's cold. So let's see. Let's do the bottom first. So let's see. Look at this guy. That's a bunch of little things. So this is nice. I like this. This is something no one else had. I had a tiny backpack bag, but I would shove my sleeping bag in here. So this is my Catabatic Flex 22 sleeping bag, and this thing's great. I love the sleeping bag, but I want it to be a little bit warmer, to be honest. It does fine, but it only 22 is a bit of a stretch, I'd say. I would bring it down to freezing, maybe. I wouldn't go much further than that without some extra something. That sucker, it's really nice, but it needs more warmth, I think. If you're in the 3-season area, it's perfect, but otherwise, even when I had all of my clothes on, it's a little rough when it started getting cold. But that's what this guy's for. Indy actually had this. It is just some random a sleeping bag liner, down sleeping bag liner, and this sucker adds at least 10 degrees, maybe 10 to 20 degrees to your bag, and that you can just buy online. It packs real tiny, and I like that. Then the benefit of this little day bag, super tiny compression, and this just, if you need, when you go into your towns or whatever, and you're at your hostels, you can just take this out, go to the store, and come back.
Hi.
Good day. That's great. Let's see. And then the other sleeping stuff. We have this guy. Also, I have a few of these little, what are this guy? This is the
contractor bag?
The contractor bags, yeah. 3mm thick contractor bags. I don't know how well I showed it before, but there's black tape on there with some stitching. You can see the stitching here. No?
No focus.
No focus. But there's stitching, and then I put seam sealing on there for the waterproofing. So, in this bag, hey, don't want to lose stuff. Oh, you finally finish your trip, and that's when you lose everything. So this guy, you know, the Thermarest X-Lite Neo Air. Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite. And I'm going to put a list of most of this stuff is going to be in the description. And you can check it out on the blog as well. This guy was very comfortable but very noisy, but pretty lightweight and packs really small. And this is actually for the Catabatic sleeping pad, so you can attach it to your sleeping pad, which is really easy and helpful. But this guy, I recommend it. This was really nice. The only problem is it's really noisy, and also apparently it's slippery.
Real slippery.
my dad thinks it's very slippery. What else? And then this is the blow up. What else is that? That's everything in the sleeping system. There you go. So this is the blow up bag for the airbag, basically, for the sleeping pad. So if you don't want to use your mouth and blow up everything, you just fill this up with air and push it in. But I didn't really, after the first month or two, I got tired of using this. It took too long for me. I don't think I could have done it any better. I had pretty good air in here, but it took too long to blow up. So I just used my mouth anyway. But this was great as a pillow. I would stuff my, the poncho and my other liner. I had this guy that I never actually used, but this is a silk liner from Nepal, North Face. I don't trust that at all, but when I was in Nepal, I was doing a little bit in the Himalayas, and I got this guy. And this one packs pretty small, it's really light, and it's supposed to add, 5 to 10 degrees to your sleeping bag as well. But put this in a poncho, in your puff bag, and you have a nice pillow. So what's in here? Some good old-fashioned Tyvek. But so yeah, Tyvek works. It's still holding up. It's less noisy than the day I got it, and more dirty, but it's no holes, no tears, no problems. It's yeah, the Tyvek works. It's a little bit, it took up more space than I thought. A little bit, I mean, I don't know, it's not that heavy. It's like 6 ounces or something. So I recommend the Tyvek. That was good. Alright, so I guess we'll look at the trekking poles. These are the Cascade Mountain Tech carbon poles, and they made it all the way through 1,400 miles, no problems. They didn't start like constantly slipping, or they never broke. They held up perfectly well. Just a little bit, I don't know, can you see this smashing? A little bit smushed. I don't know.
Yeah,
A little bit, yeah. That's my bad. When I get annoyed after tripping over the 100th rock or something, I'll smash this into the ground a little bit in frustration, and then yeah, so then they get a little bit smushed. But otherwise, those held up perfectly, and only damage is done by me. So I recommend those. I think those are like $60. They're lightweight. There might be a pound altogether. Indy was carrying, someone I was hiking with was carrying the Black Diamond something, and they were like a pound each, and they were like $80. And I was like, what are you doing? Every time I pick up her poles, these are freaking heavy.
Plus, they were your 10 poles.
Oh, these were also my 10 poles. Yeah. So those worked really nicely. Here we have a little sit pad. It's not really, it's the top of a Thermarest Z-Light. So imagine this whole thing going all the way up and down the body for sleeping. But in the hiker box, someone I guess took off the top part of it and put it in there. So I said that looks like a perfect sit pad. So sit pads are good when it's wet, when it's cold. I didn't really find a need for it until the weather changed and got cooler, and then when you sit down on anything, all that thing, if you sit down on a rock, you sit down on a tree, then it sucks away all that heat in your butt and then the rest of your body. So this actually helps keep you warm. And then other parts of warmth, this is a neck gaiter, a buff. So that guy, I didn't use it until it got cold. I actually sent it home because in the warmth it wasn't necessary. Then when it got cold again, brought it back out. And then same with this hat, found it on the trail as soon as it started getting cold. So that was perfect. Definitely needed a hat when it started getting colder out. And I have a second, I forgot, I never found a place to put this. I found another gator one day, and I never found a box for it. And then, let me put this on. Dun, da, da. My hat. There we go. Hey! It helps on sunny days, and in the summer it's really nice. You can dunk it in some water, dunk it in a creek, put it on your head, and it helps keep you cool. Here you go, Valenti ice cream. Perfect cold soak container. So that works the entire time. And if it ever gets dirty, just too dirty anyway, just buy another ice cream. And then I always have a few just plastic bags, either potential garbage collection or potential waterproofing or potential just storage or organization. And here we go, the famous Wombo Combo, the Sawyer Squeeze and the C-Knock 2-liter bag. This thing, perfect, easily collect water. Flip that open, and then you can open to the top, and then you have yourself some water. And this is 100% leak proof. Just a little faulty. You have to be real careful with the top part. The top cap can be a little leaky if you don't close that right. And then the Sawyer Squeeze, it's a classic. I definitely recommend you get it with the attachment. They have one that the Sawyer makes their own attachment, so you can screw a bottle onto the side of that. But this worked very well. So far, I wouldn't really change much except have a warmer sleeping bag, because I'm a cold sleeper anyway. Let's see, here we have my toiletry bag. So this is number one for me. You need some kind of foot care. So my feet, specifically my heels, get really calloused, and then they start cracking. They get really dry and then start cracking. If I don't use this at all, they crack deep and they start bleeding and yada yada. I went through that once and that's never happened again. It's so painful. It takes forever to heal when you constantly use it. So anyway, get some kind of foot care cream. I think that's a necessity for me. And then this is powdered. I like this. This is great. It's a powdered, it's called Vico. I think you can find this. I got it in Nepal, but you can find that on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. And what's nice about this is it's completely natural, and it's a powder. So it's lightweight, and you can spit it. It's not going to cause a problem for the environment. You just go ahead, find a nice bush and spit as deep underneath it that you can. Try not to put it on top for other people to see your mess. This was interesting. This is the Tiger Balm, and I think that muscle creams, Tiger Balm or Bengay or whatever, I think it's very helpful in the beginning when your muscles aren't as used to it. So I would say beginning being like 3 months. The first 2 to 3 months probably. I think that's when it's really helpful and useful, and then only after like potential strains or injuries it would be helpful. For me, what I noticed. So anyway, so that was good, but then I kind of stopped needing it and stopped using it. And this is the other thing I'd really recommend. This is Ink Guard, but it's really just sunscreen. So sunscreen, roll-on sunscreen, no creams, and I mean, I definitely recommend you do the long sleeve shirt for sun protection, because you're going to be in the sun for a long time. So, but this is great, something small you can put on. This is specific for tattoos, but you can put this on your face. You can also use it on your lips, because this is a good ingredient as a sunscreen. So I can put this on my lips and use it as, what is that called, lip balm as well. So anyway, I recommend those things, and definitely I have some floss that's useful. Keep that, and never used them, but I still recommend them. These are nice and colorful ones, but they're earbuds. So especially, I was on a quiet trail, So quiet trail meant it wasn't as loud and noisy at the campsites as it typically is in any given bubble season that you go. And then when you get to, if you're camping near people, which you almost have to, especially if you're sharing shelters, there's lots of snoring, lots of moving, lots of rustling, lots of noises. So you put in those earbuds and then you won't have a problem with it. The last thing here will be, I just have some threads and a needle wrapped around a little piece of cardboard, and that's just a nice small way to keep track of some thread, and you'll always have some things that you need to fix and sew up while you're out there.
Oh, hey Mike, why don't you tell us about the toiletry bag?
Oh yeah. Also, a nice toiletry bag. You can just get a nice, this is a Ziploc right here, classic Ziploc, and this is sadly his final run. He is a good, strong soldier. 6 years of use of traveling around the world and living in a backpack, and that's what this guy's been up to. He's seen it all. Look at this hole. Oh, he's beaten up. He's not going to make it anymore. But that was his final voyage. Was the AT. So good job, toiletry bag. And then we just have like an Under Armour shirt, base layer. Definitely have something for base layer top. This is the Frog Tog ultralight rain jacket, and this is all you really need. I mean, this is all I needed. I actually had a outdoor research operations OR. Outdoor research, yeah, outdoor research helium-2 well-rated rain jacket, and I mean, you don't need a rain jacket in the summer. I honestly have no idea what the value is of a rain jacket in the summer. You're going to get soaking wet inside your rain jacket because they don't breathe anyway. So then you're just extra hot instead of just being wet. Now you're like super hot and wet. So anyway, once it starts getting colder, then you need a rain jacket, and you don't need to spend $100+ on a rain jacket. Just get the Frog Tog, and they're like $20 to $35, and that's all you need. I still like these. They're classic, darn tough socks. That's all I wore out there. They were fantastic. I always have 2 pairs, and when you get a hole out there, take a picture of the hole. You can send it to them, to their support email, and they'll send you out a new pair to a post office. So darn tough's great. This is, I don't recommend it. This is the Sea to Summit 20-liter dry bag, and I mean it held up. It did hold up, but it got this hole. Let's see. You can see it's kind of wrapped now. This hole happened like day 2 after being in 2 bear boxes. I never even hung the thing. All I did was take it in and out of my bag and put it into a bear box and take it out of the bear box, and it already had a tear in it day 2. That was ridiculous. So because of that, I don't recommend it. However, with that said, no more tears happened afterwards, and only 2 mice got to the bottom of it twice. So that's not the bag's fault. But I think I just recommend getting the Z packs. Those seem to be the best ones when I was out there. What I saw, the Z pack, different waterproof bags. Those seem to be the best ones. So I like the poncho when you're in the summer and you don't need a rain jacket to cover your arms. I like the poncho. Now this happens to just be a Coleman because I personally like the Frog Tog. The Frog Tog $5 poncho was great, but I lost it. But I had it. Just be careful with this. When you have your backpack on, I like to sit this here when it's like raining, not raining, raining, not raining. Put the poncho in your strap and it just sits there. But then you're walking and it just goes up, still walking, and then it's gone. So that's what happened to my frog tie. But so I just, my friend actually had a Coleman, so he gave me that, and that works perfect as well. And then, here we go, more base layer. Base layer for pants, and recommend definitely have base layer even in the summer. You're going up high elevations, it gets cold in different places, and always have the base layer. Now we have, this is the tent, the 3FUL Lanshan 2, and this sucker, it was great. It takes up a little bit more space than I want. It's hard to find. It makes it harder to do the stealth camp thing. You got to find a large enough space where you can put this guy out. Like the footprint that you sleep in is not that bad, but then you have this huge vestibules, and you need to use all the space because it's a tension tent. So it's not freestanding. You need to put that tension in there. But otherwise, perfect tent, and it was only like $100 at the time I bought it, 100, 120, and so perfect. It got a few holes in it, but it did great. Just in the mesh. What is this? Aha! You always need a keyboard on the trail. No. I started doing some typing, and if you like, I don't like handwriting journals, so instead of carrying some pen and paper to write out on, I actually had a Bluetooth keyboard. This is just an old one that my friend wasn't using anymore, so he let me have it. I would recommend, if you do happen to want a Bluetooth keyboard, you get a nice, they have much smaller, lighter weight ones, but this was free, and so I say thank you, my friend. Let's see, what else we got? We're getting to the bottom of this. Let's see. This is what you hold. This is what the sleeping bag, this liner went into. Oh, I found my socks. I was looking for these. They fell into the bag somehow. So I have more socks. Darn tough. These are socks given to me by 501 caretaker, borderline, because both of my socks were wet and he wanted me to have warm feet. So now I have extra socks. And last thing here. Wow, too many extra socks in there. But this I never wore. So, I mean, a lot of people like having a mid layer. So I got one sent out to me when it started getting chilly. But I didn't need it. With a down jacket, a base layer, this shirt, rain jacket, hat, neck gaiter. Between all of that, shifting between what I had on, different patterns of that clothing, I never wore this. So maybe if it got even colder, I would need a mid layer. But otherwise, I never used it. And what's that? That's everything in the bag. Now we have this. We have the last section. Let's see, we'll go with this guy. So this is the headlamp. So the headlamp was good. Oh, that's not going to work. Look what I did. Let's see, try again. There we go. So the headlamp was fine as a light. It always worked, and it lasted long enough. And it didn't take up too much of a charge for the battery pack. But for some reason this sucker, we got the trees talking to it. This sucker, it broke. It's supposed to flip down. Now I have it rubber banded because it's broken. So the resistance spring just totally, I'm not sure why, but it lost its resistance. So this is the UAV Air. And I never did. I need to call them to see if maybe they'll replace it because it was broken on arrival, but I had to leave very soon after it arrived, so I didn't worry about it. So it worked, but I probably recommend getting a different one.
Oh, Mike, tell us about Haynes making the headband.
That I don't recommend, but because it's stretched out. But Hanes makes very, very nice headbands. If you take their underpants and make them over heads instead. So yeah, you just cut off the band on the Hanes, but it stretched out a little bit on the trail. So what used to be tight around my head, if I didn't have my ponytail blocking it, it was starting. It's a little bit loose. So I recommend getting pull cords instead that you can tighten. Let's see. Then there's the massage ball. A lot of people have cork balls, or I already own this rubs, so I just use this guy, massage ball. And I really thought I would like this because it's really nice to massage your feet out. Like even if you're not hiking, just every day massage your feet out. But it just became a pain in the butt. Like just for your feet, perfect. But to do the rest of the body, like I was having IT band stuff that I wanted to roll out and different like the thighs and everything, but it was just too big a pain in the butt for me to want to use it and to find valuable function out of it. So I don't really recommend having a cork ball. I recommend definitely have something to massage yourself with, but I recommend getting a small roller that you can then like roll up and down on your legs and on your thighs and on your feet, and then you want it to be easy because it's at the end of the day and you're tired, and just make it easy and enjoyable. This was a pain in the butt, so I didn't do it as much as I would have liked to. Then we have this. This, on the other hand, I really like. And I think I'm very silly. I don't know. But these are called like yoga toes. And you put these between your feet, and it helps, it spreads out the toes after they've been like, walking all day. This helps, it helps get them back into a more neutral position. It also helps with blood flow. And I really think it feels good, and I think when I use it, I think I feel better in the morning. I think my feet feel better. Then we have this paracord, just typical, find it on Amazon, paracord, and I recommend getting a nice bright color, something that other people won't have, and I don't think a lot of people have bright pink, so you can find it real easy in the morning. It worked fine. You definitely need 50 feet. Get yourself 50 feet because you'll hit some high trees out there. I honestly recommend, though, don't know what to get. I know Z-Packs, I think, makes a cable, but this it took up a little bit more space, and it's a little bit bigger and bulkier than I think you need. But if you just get paracord, like this was like 700, whatever, one of the tougher, higher number, very strong paracords. It works, it does a job, but I think you can find something that will be a little bit smaller and lighter weight. What else? Oh yeah, this is good. So here we have rubber bands. So I like to carry rubber bands with me. They help with a lot of different things. I recommend the rubber bands. Then we have all the electronic stuff. So I have more contractor bag that I cut up and stitched and taped, and this was really helpful. You could just use a Ziploc bag or something, but I have so much contractor bag, I wanted to use it. What do we got? We got this guy. This is the Anchor something 10,000 milliamp power brick, and this worked well. I recommend it. No problems here. The only problem with this, actually, it took forever to charge, so I really couldn't do a full charge on this until I had an overnight stay somewhere. It took a very long time to charge, so actually I would find something that's a quick charge battery pack if you were like me and originally wanted to just do more time on the trail and less time at the hostels or something. I had to spend like all day charging this, or find a night somewhere to do so. Let's see. What do you get? Just cables and anything else of note. There is Like, you definitely want a lighter. There is duct tape. Came in handy, as you saw on my Sea to Summit food bag. And this was also helpful a little bit. Some twine. I used this mostly. This came in handy. I tied it across the top of my tent as a little clothesline, and as a little hang space. And then I also, when it was raining and I could get to a shelter, this sucker was very helpful in if I needed to use my paracord to hang food, then I could use this to still tie a space to hang clothes. So that was really helpful. And that's about it. It's just having some cable plugs.
Clips.
Yeah, the clips. The clips are good. I don't think I have any on me though. Those are all, I collected them all before. But these guys. So these little clips came in handy. I had like 4 or 6 of these, just tiny binder clips. What are these, like the 1/2-inch ones? And you can get multicolored to coordinate. But these were actually really helpful. They came in handy just occasionally. You could, I use them to keep my bags closed, and occasionally for my poncho to clip that on, to clip, when I had the wire earbuds, I would clip it into a less annoying spot, give it a nice path to follow, and you could also use it to hang up things at different shelters on your clothing line. You can use this to hang up some clothes that, like the socks, maybe dry a bit better when they're not folded over on themselves. So I really liked having these guys. They gave me a lot of benefit. So we also have my rain cover. So for something like this kind of backpack with the heavy kind of canvas material, this stuff really doesn't want to get wet. It doesn't dry and it gets moldy, and it was a real pain. I let it get wet once and I said, not doing that again. So I just have just a trash bag. Just get a nice black trash bag. This is actually a carpenter bag. This is the contractor bag. So the contractor bag's great. Better to get a 2mm one just because it's not as thick, it's not as heavy. And it just it'll last you though the whole trail. You just you cut a slit through the middle, and then you can tie it. You tie the 2 ends around the straps, and then you can tuck it over, and then you have yourself a nice backpack cover. And my bag stayed constantly dry. Oh, something else I actually neglected to mention because I'm just so used to it is I have a contractor bag liner to help. It's like a double layer of protection. So that's inside, and then I have another one on the outside. This I actually did not need. I just used, oh yeah, I don't have it. I actually left it in my room. Oh well. I have a red bandana, just any old typical bandana. That's the only thing. The bandana was great. That was helpful. 100,000 uses for bandanas. This was a towel, just a tiny. It's a kind of towel that just dries, very small. It's super absorbent. It's just like a squeegee, basically. And it's a very good towel. But all I needed out there was the bandana, or even I use this shirt as a towel occasionally because I would forget to bring something to the shower with me, and this just dries so fast. It dried me off enough, and then this dries so fast it worked fine as a towel. And then the last but not least is this guy. You need a carabiner for your food hang, but make sure it's like something that can hold, at least 60 pounds. This is a, what's it called? when you sleep in a hammock. There we go. This is a hammock carabiner. So this is good for 400 pounds. But definitely get yourself something good like that. Then you don't have to worry about it breaking, and you can share it with, you know, share a bear hang or something with somebody else, and you won't worry about breaking it. So yeah, that's everything. So that's about it. I kind of liked everything. I would like a new backpack if I did it again. New backpack. I mean, my tent was fine. I wouldn't change it except to have something new, just to have something new. I wouldn't mind a warmer sleeping bag, and let's see, my frog tog poncho instead, and a Z-Packed dry bag, and a different massager, and a headlamp that pointed down would be really good. But that's about it. All of my gear I was totally fine with. You know, a lighter, like just small things. A lighter down jacket would be good. Stretchier pants material. But everything worked really nicely, and you know, none of my troubles really came from my gear. So it was a good selection, good stuff that I had in my backpack. That's all my stuff. That's the whole pile of everything, and then there's a pocket down here with my sleeping stuff. But that's it. And then what's crazy is I don't understand how people are packing in I don't understand how it gets into a smaller bag, because I don't think I have much. I mean, that's cold weather stuff, so there's a few extra things, but it's not much. And I only have one pair. I have one shirt that I hike in. I have one pants that I hike in. There's no second shirt or pants in here, you know, for hiking. There's the sleeping base layer, and then when it's cold I also wear it. And then that's it. I have 2 pairs of socks. That's all I really want to carry. I had a couple extra because they happen on the way. And then that's all. So then you need the hat and the neck gaiter, but that's not a big deal. And so I don't really know where all that extra space is coming from, but I'd have a hard time using even a 40-liter bag. It would be really, really difficult to fit all of the things in there. So, but yeah, I just wanted to let you know that it's you don't need clothing out there. Like, I started with two shirts, 2 pants, and probably 2 undies. I can't remember what I started with. I think I still had, no, I only did 1 pair of undies. You only need 1 undies. So you do your undies, and then you wait for them to dry, you put them back on, and then for washing. But yeah, and then I sent all that stuff home. I didn't need it. You just need 1 pair of things. So, and then you're good.